Good afternoon, ma'am. We are Group 9 and this is our report. First topic is Commission on Human Rights Initiative. The Commission on Human Rights in the Philippines has been actively involved in advocating for LGBTQ rights. The CHR conducts investigation into cases of discrimination and violence, raises public awareness about LGBTQ issues, and offers support to victims. The Commission plays a crucial role in promoting and safeguarding the rights of LGBTQ individuals. So it communicates several important aspects. Number one is active advocacy. It highlights the proactive role played by the CHR in advocating for LGBTQ rights. This demonstrates the Commission commitment to addressing issues of discrimination and violence against LGBTQ individuals. Number two is investigation of cases. It mentioned the CHR role of investigating cases of discrimination and violence, which underscores its commitment to ensuring accountability for such actions. Number three is public awareness campaigns. It points out the CHR has conducted public awareness campaigns. These campaigns play a vital role in educating the public about the LGBTQ rights and raising awareness about the challenges faced by the LGBTQ community. Number four is support for victims. It acknowledged the CHR's efforts to provide support to victims of discrimination and violence, emphasizing the Commission's and commitment to assisting those affected. HIV/AIDS Prevention and Control Act. So, well, specific to LGBTQ rights, the HIV/AIDS Prevention and Control Act provision to promote non-discrimination against individuals living with HIV and AIDS, including LGBTQ individuals. It underscores the importance of providing equal access to healthcare and support services. So, Control Act. So it means nga gihatag na sila og mga tambal and dili sila ga-offer og mga discrimination, like di sila gakuan ng mga di sila ga istorya mo inana, and ginapareha nila ang pagtrato and sa mga bali sa health center na dili nila ipalahi bitaw kay mas ga-offer sila og mga services nga parang mawalan ng sakit aron dili pa makapakalat. It effectively communicates several key points. So scope of the law. It clarifies that the law primarily focuses on HIV/AIDS prevention and control. So kani siya, ang law is ga bantay na to karon, mas ga prayo siya sa sa pagtambal, pangita og tambal ani nga sakit sa HIV, kay wala pa may tambal na karon kay piki man ta sa una. So, and number two, non-discrimination provision. It underscores a critical aspects of the law, which is promotion of non-discrimination against individuals living with HIV and AIDS, including LGBTQ individuals. The relevance to LGBTQ rights. While the law is not specifically tailored to LGBTQ rights, it highlights its significance in ensuring that the LGBTQ individuals living with HIV/AIDS are protected from discrimination. So dire guys, dili sila ga discriminate, like mas ginaprotektahan nila ang mga LGBT nga individuals nga na mga sakit or gipalay sila sa mga discrimination.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is our topic, gender responsive education policies. The Department of Education has implemented gender responsive education policies to create more inclusive, respectful learning environmental. These policies emphasize the importance of respecting the gender identity of students and address related to bullying and discrimination in educational institutions. Respect for gender identity underscores that these policies prioritize the respect of student gender identity, emphasizing the significance of recognition and accommodation diverse gender identities within the educational system, addressing valuing and and discrimination. It mentioned that these policies address issues related to bullying and discrimination in educational institution. This reflect a commitment to promoting a safe and welcoming environment for all students. Existence of policies. It highlights that that the DepEd has put in place specific gender-responsive education policies, emphasizing the importance of addressing gender-responsive in education settings. In inclusive and respectful learning environmental, it conveys primary objective of these policies, which is to create learning environments that are inclusive and respectful. This aligns with the goal of ensuring that all students, regardless of their gender identity, can thrive in school.
Gender recognition. The Philippines is in the process of considering legal frameworks for gender recognition, although comprehensive legislation is not yet in place. Some local government units have allowed changes in gender markers and on identification documents, provided certain requirements are met. It effectively communicates several key points, such as status of gender recognition. Status of gender recognition, it conveys that the Philippines is in the process of considering legal frameworks for gender recognition. This highlights the ongoing efforts to address this important issue. And absence of comprehensive legislation. Absence of comprehensive legislation, it clarifies that comprehensive legislation for gender recognition is not yet in place, acknowledging that there is work to be done in this area. And local government initiatives. It mentions that some local government units have taken steps to allow changes in gender markers and on identification documents. This reflects localized efforts to address gender recognition even in the absence of national legislation. And requirements for gender marker changes. It highlights that certain requirements must be met for changes in gender markers to be allowed, indicating that there are specific procedures in place. These laws and policies signify significant progress in the protection of LGBTQ plus rights in the Philippines. However, challenges and instances of discrimination and violence against LGBTQ plus individuals still exist. Public awareness, education, and cultural attitudes play a critical role in ensuring the effective implementation of these laws and policies, fostering a more inclusive and equitable society for all. So, what is gender recognition? Gender recognition is the process through which a person's gender identity is officially recognized, especially in legal documents such as birth certificate, passport, national ID, driver's license, school records, employment documents. This recognition allows individuals to have documents that match their live gender, male, female, or non-binary. So why is gender recognition important? It is important because it helps ensure our dignity and respect. Dignity and respect, a person's identity is acknowledged, helping them live authentically. Legal protection. Recognized gender in official documents prevents discrimination and difficulties in school, work, healthcare, travel, and banking. Mental and emotional well-being. Recognition reduces stress caused by mismatched documents and social stigma. types of gender recognition. First, legal gender recognition. Government officially changes or recognizes someone's gender marker. Second, social gender recognition. People around you, family, school, workplace respect your gender identity, like name, pronouns, and appearance. And last, institutional recognition. Schools, universities, and employers allow the use of preferred names, pronouns, uniforms, and facilities. Like example, a transgender man legally changes his gender marker from female to male. A school allows a student to use their affirmed name and pronouns. A country introduced a third gender option such as X or a non-binary. In the Philippines, while there is no national law yet for full legal gender recognition, some local institutions and private companies allow chosen names and gender identity in forms, IDs, and documents through internal policies.